Yep.
Do you have any questions for me, Tom?
No, not really. Don't think so.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes, and I might have some during the interview. We'll see.
All right. Beautiful. Well, let's chat about Trucker Diablo. Let's chat about some tail end of a hurricane. Let's chat about some singles that were released with videos.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right.
Absolutely.
Hello, and welcome to the Rock and Roll Podcast. I'm your host, John Harris, and today on Rock and Roll Podcast, we have Trucker Diablo with a new album called Tail End of a Hurricane, released on April 16th. Right now I'm being joined by Tom to share some more about this stellar release. 4 singles, at least that I know of, that were released.
4, yeah.
Yeah, with some video carnage. We're going to talk about Tom's chair. We're going to talk about all sorts of crazy things. So, Tom, welcome to the show.
Thanks, John. How's things?
Things are great.
All good?
Yeah. It's spring in Canada, which I might add, Tom, usually what ends up happening is yesterday was minus 20 with 10 feet of snow, and then the next day's plus 20 and it's all melting, and we go, so was that it?
Yeah.
But this time around, we're actually having a proper spring, so I don't really know how to handle it, but
cool.
It's good. It's good, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of schizophrenic, like our weather.
Yeah. Yesterday it was raining and cold, and today it's sunny and nice. So
yeah, just have to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming into this pandemic, so it doesn't really matter that much, does it?
No, I don't think it does.
Yeah.
It's like tail end of a hurricane. Actually, is it weather related, or is this a pandemic album? What is tail end of a hurricane?
No, it was actually it was just we had played a festival in Scotland, and we were just chatting on the way home, and one of our managers had just mentioned tail end of a hurricane. I can't even remember what the context of the conversation was, but Simon, our guitar player, was like, "That's a great name for an album." So this was like over 2 years ago, so it wasn't even related to the pandemic.
Yeah, just
all fell into place, I suppose.
Right. Okay. So has this album then been in the works for a couple of years?
Yeah, it has. The first single we released on sort of the run of this album, Rock Kids of the 80s, it was recorded at the back end of 2019. So, we had planned to go back into the studio a few months later to really get going on starting the new album. So that was roughly February, March time, but then everything started to get locked down around then, so there was just no point. Mm-hmm. So it's over the year, we just sort of piecemeal got into the studio when the lockdown was eased over here, and just did things bit by bit. And luckily at home here I have a home studio, so I'd recorded all of the demos, so it was just a matter of giving the demos to the guys to learn. And Terry, our drummer, he just played along with the demos in the studio, and we went in and fitted everything else around it. So it was quite patchwork, but it's been getting amazing reviews, so we're like, holy shit, this is the way to go.
Yeah. Why do it any other way?
Yeah.
Cool. So you did all the demo stuff. Did anything that you've recorded in your home studio end up on the record?
Yeah, well, all of the demos, there was actually probably a lot more songs that we'd actually demoed that didn't make the album. I think it started off at 11, right? It was going to be 11 was the sort of, the benchmark of the number of songs. But because we were locked down, I was just writing all the time, as with some of the other guys. So we just sort of kept adding new songs, and then I would send them through, and they're all, that's definitely on the album. That's definitely on the album. Yeah. So then it just sort of grew from there. And then the other stuff we still have, which we're planning to do some stuff with down the line. So yeah, plenty going on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how was the situation where you're at? Was it pretty bad? Pretty good?
No, it was. It sort of started off. It was okay, and then literally in a few weeks, everything was locked down. We were locked down for maybe 2 months or so, and then there was sort of, on the news, it was like, right, we're going to be eased for a bit, and then we eased for a bit, and then it all went to hell again, and then we're back locked down again. So that sort of was up and down right until everyone started to get their vaccinations, which was a few months ago. So we really are starting to come out of lockdown now, which is good.
So you've gotten vaccinated, Tom?
Yeah. Well, just the first one.
Right.
As I get the second one on 4th of July and Independence Day. So That's pretty good.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was Ireland's Independence Day as well.
No, it's not. It's just Independence Day. It's my Independence Day from this fucking pandemic.
Exactly. Beautiful. Now, so Rock Kids of the 80s was the first track to be released. Did you guys have, I mean, obviously you said, Tail End of a Hurricane, great title for an album. Was there then a goal into what the album would represent, or like a theme to the album?
No, there never really is a theme. It's just, we get a lot of, you probably can tell from the songs, there's a lot of sort of different styles, different genres. So it's really just what we feel sounds good and fits, within what we can get away with. People probably know us, for a certain style, but we sort of try to mix it up a wee bit this time. And we were just like, well, that sounds great, so there's no reason why it shouldn't be on the album. So there was no real plan. It was just all right. Whatever we feel are the best songs are gonna go on the album.
Okay, yeah, because I'm taking I remember listening to the songs and thinking the same thing. Like, it's not a compilation album, but it it definitely has its jazz there. So Rock Kids of the 80s, is that like a callback for you guys to be like, you know what, I miss flanger pedals and gated reverb and girls with oversized sweaters with the shoulder slightly out, and
I suppose just we just miss not being middle aged. No, it was just I don't know. I think I think when that show Stranger Things sort of hit, it started to celebrate a lot of things retro from the 80s, and obviously we were kids in the 80s, so we just started remember about all the things, and then we were away, we had chat about, oh, you remember this. So it was really just a throwback to celebrate that time. And as we grew up, the music we were listening to and what was sort of on the radio and in movies. So that's where you hear all the references, just from, whatever, Rick Springfield and, all those guys that are in there, Motley Crue and what have you. So yeah, it was just sort of there was no real, we weren't trying to be clever about it. It was just, it was just a pure sort of, dedication to that time.
Yeah. I'm not wearing it today. I was thinking about wearing it, and I should have, but I have a Cobra Kai sweater that I sometimes wear. And so, that's another one of those callbacks where here's an updated show, but it's based off of something that was a massive hit in the 80s, and one of the characters is stuck in the 80s. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, kind of gets you a little bit back there. And I've definitely brought up the soundtrack and listened to it a few times to my wife's dismay. And
can't please everyone.
No, you can't, Tom. I don't know why. I just have no idea why. Cool. Now, I guess take us through some of these other tracks, like Insects. And the video's got insects all over the thing. What is this? What is this track about?
It's really just like a social commentary on people who use the internet for nefarious reasons, just to get their own joy. Just sick people,
Yeah.
And it was really, you've seen a lot of it going on this past few years. So it was just like our FU to those kind of people, and we sort of try to put that into the video where there was people commenting saying that we suck and we're the worst band ever. But then there was other people saying oh, you guys are great, can't wait to see you play live. So it was just that contrast between there's people out there that are just assholes, and there's other people that generally love you, and but it was really just an FU to those people who are out there for bad things.
Yeah. It's like the yin yang of social media, Tom. You've got
pretty much
the swirling of assholes and whatever the positive is. I don't want to refer them as not assholes. That's just negative. But
exactly.
There was a quote I heard once from Jim Rohn, which is like a motivational speaker, so to speak. And he said, "There's really only about 10 really shitty people in the world, and they just move around a lot. So you just have to remind yourself."
Yeah.
if you encounter one, I can handle 9 more of these. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool. We got SlowDance. We got I Am Still Alive. Take us through these tracks, Tom.
SlowDance was just a sexy song about attraction. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Because and sometimes you just can't stop it. And I'm Still Alive. It was probably one of the first songs we had written for the new album, and then the sort of as we went into lockdown, we had demoed it in a studio in Liverpool with a guy called Chris Leckie, who was actually a sound man for Dio, and he brought us into his basement. He has a studio there, so we just threw down a demo, and then sort of the lyrics started to change a bit because the lockdown started to take hold. So the lyrics started to really morph around the situation that was happening. But the music and all had been written. Actually, the riff for that song was written, I have to say, maybe about 8-9 years ago in France, when we played a big festival in France. And backstage, I was all to Simon, look, I have this riff. What do you think? He's all like, we have to use that. And we did, 8 years later. We got there in the end.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've chatted about the album. We've chatted about a few tracks on the album. We've chatted about, obviously, pre-pandemic, some festival exposure. I guess my next question is, what's the plan, I guess, from here?
Well, it just all depends, on... We have shows booked, but it's just things are so up and down. Things are looking good that it will open, but we just... you can't guarantee that. But we have some shows. We're headlining a few festivals in Scotland and the UK, and then we're over for a few shows in the UK, and then a show back home here. So they're all definitely penciled in. It's just hopefully that all gets to go ahead, and we get to play these songs live because we think people will love them. Okay,
so these songs have never been played live. Not one of them.
No, two. Well, Rock Kids of the 80s has been played at a few festivals. We sort of just, try to put it out there to see what the reaction was. It went down well. I'm Still Alive. Luckily, on our last show, we actually sound checked that song, so we got to use some of the footage for the video. So that's the only time that we got to play those.
Okay. Yeah. That's important. Do you feel, I don't know, less confident about a song that goes on an album that you haven't crowd tested?
Not really. It's obviously it's it's down to if we think it's good, but I think we know our fans well enough that if we think it's good, it's a good barometer that they'll think it's good. Yeah.
Okay. This is kind of a silly question that just popped into my mind. I'm just going to throw it out there, Tom. We'll see what happens.
Go for it.
What is a Trucker Diablo fan? What is this person like?
I would say it's anyone really that likes rock music. We get so many different variations of people, It's just the average rock fan, I think. You just get all sorts. Like we've had younger fans come up with us, and then you get like older fans. Fans from around the world that come to see us. I think we played a show in Ireland. There was 2 guys flew from Norway to see us.
Wow.
And then one guy was looking to come from Japan and trying to stay with the promoter. So we were just like, what the hell's going on? So we're like, yeah, bring him over.
Yeah.
So yeah, could be anyone. Could be anyone at all.
Okay. So there's a following in Japan. You guys got to get to Japan.
Yeah, we actually, I think on our second album went to, I think it was like number 2 in like Tower Records or something in Japan. And then we just the fans started to come out from there. So,
okay. Yeah. What record number is this then? And I feel so sorry for my ignorance.
Oh, Songs of Iron.
Trucker Diablo. I'm looking you guys up on Spotify right now.
Oh, it's not there.
Oh.
We're in the process of putting it back up because our old record label, they still had it up and then they took it down. So we're putting it all back up again. So I think there's only a few albums on there. I'm actually going to be doing that tomorrow.
Okay.
So it should be back up shortly.
Okay. So this one, Tail End of Hurricane, then are you guys releasing that self, or is there another label that you're partnered with?
Yeah, we're partnered with another label. In the UK, we'll be releasing ourselves, but in Europe, we have a record label called Bad Reputation that has been looking after us really from the first album, and we've maintained a good relationship. So they take care of Europe and the rest of the world and all that, and we just deal with the UK.
Okay, beautiful, because I did not get that information, so I'm going to input that in. Bad Reputation.
Yeah. So they've handled they actually handled one of my favorite bands from years ago called Crave Love, and I think they handle their discography.
Okay. Well, very cool. There it is. French label, looks like.
Yeah, France label, yeah.
Okay, that explained why you were in France, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done quite a few shows in France, played in Paris a couple of times, and a few festivals. Been great.
Well, this looks like a good fit. You guys have got Great White on the label there. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, was there anything that I missed, Tom? We chatted about recording the album, which was a unique experience. We chatted about getting vaccinated, actually. We chatted about some 80s revival stuff, Stranger Things, Cobra Kai. We went through the singles and the videos. You mentioned there was the ability to do some sound checking, which was able to go into a music video, which is cool.
Yeah.
Tail end of a hurricane. It was just blurted out one day.
Yeah. Came from nowhere.
Yeah, we chatted about spring in Ireland and how it's a bit schizophrenic.
Yeah. Absolutely schizophrenic. Bipolar.
Yeah, bipolar.
Yeah.
What else? What else is there, Tom? Is there anything that I missed, or is that it?
Well, you can go and bat if you want. You can go on our website and bat. You can also get that via our Facebook as well. So,
okay.
But I suppose those are important.
Yeah, I have big truck keeps on rolling.com.
.com, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a lengthy domain.
Yeah, I always prefer to send people to an actual website personally.
Yeah.
And I see that if somebody does have social media and they want to follow you on there, then you have links to the 3 major ones.
Yeah.
So there it is. So everybody, if you want to go to bigtruckkeepsonrolling.com, you can get all the information you need. But if for some strange reason you need to see the information on Facebook, you can click Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. So there that is. Cool. Well, Tom, I believe that concludes all of my questions.
Good stuff. That was good. Enjoyed that.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on to the Rock Metal Podcast today.
No problem, brother. All good.